it's really easy to have all this past baggage and all these things that come from the past and bring them into the present moment. But this is a new moment right now, right here. So what's great about it right now? What are you experiencing and what can you be grateful for in this moment, and savor it to the best of your ability? That would be a win. If I could spend 50% of my day in the present moment, I think that would be a win, versus having to wait to be grateful for something. Or how could I just be grateful all the time? And that to me was savoring. Welcome back to Over Dinner, another solo episode. I'm Jarrod Sammet. If you are new to our channel, please like, subscribe, leave comments. It helps us continue to spread the message of the human experience, and we're very grateful for you doing so. It being the holiday season, what I wanted to talk about today, something I've been pondering a little bit, and a new concept I've been heard about, but also been thinking about a lot recently, is this idea of gratitude versus savoring. We all know the benefits of gratitude, and I can't tell you how powerful gratitude has been in my life for a multitude of reasons, so we'll talk about that. But this other idea of savoring, and savoring each moment, savoring every experience. Oftentimes, when we think about gratitude, it's a reflection on the past, it's a reflection on things that we have that we've purchased or experiences that we had, and it's us looking backwards and being really grateful for those things. Or it's gratitude for something upcoming, grateful for this vacation I'm going to go on. I'm grateful that I get to spend time with my family during the holidays. And those are really powerful. The science behind gratitude and how beneficial it is for us, for positive emotions, for release of stress, for anxiety, for our immune systems, for all those things, and how beneficial it's been. But I caught myself wondering, is there more I can do? Instead of having to look back, instead of having to look to the future, as I look at my life and how can I be more present and in the moment and practice being more mindful, this idea of savoring came to me. And it's something I've been working through and trying to bring into my life. Gratitude's still going to play in a very important role, but I'm also trying to understand how I can experience each moment. And I guess savoring to me is gratitude moment to moment to moment to moment. It's that bite of food and how you're enjoying it in the moment as you taste it and as you experience it, and all your senses are coming into play. When you're outside and you're seeing beautiful scenery, are we savoring those moments through our visual cues? So it's really, how do we practice savoring each experience through our five senses in the present moment? Let's first go back to gratitude and how important that's been into my life. I think that was something that really impacted me, is how do I be grateful for not only the good things and the positive things in my life, but for all experiences. Because I really do believe now, after doing all this work personally, that everything that I've experienced, there's a reason and purpose behind it. It's trying to teach me something and help me evolve the person and being that I am. Before I was a victim, I've talked about this before on solo episodes, on episodes with Nikki, but I was a victim. Life was happening to me. I wasn't in any control. And I felt that, why me? Why are these things happening to me? Versus taking an opportunity to see these experiences that may be challenging or difficult and understand the learnings and teachings for them. So when I started practicing gratitude, I did it in a couple ways. There's so many ways to practice gratitude. For me, it really was waking up and being grateful in the morning. It could be grateful for the previous day, but mostly it was grateful for the upcoming day, preparing myself that for the day I was going to have ahead. I'm very grateful for any experience that was going to come to me today, because it was an opportunity to learn. And then I would always close my night practicing gratitude as well. I'd do the 3 things I'm grateful for in the day. One thing that really helped me to start moving my mind away from these challenging or difficult experiences from my past, or those difficult or challenging experiences that happened throughout my day, was I do 3 gratitudes, as I mentioned. 2 of them would be for something great, something positive, some great experience or thing that happened to me that day, some person I got to interact with. But the 3rd gratitude I always did was the hardest thing that happened to me that day. I tried to teach my mind and my brain to see those difficult experiences as I might label them, but practice gratitude towards them, because understanding that now, through all the reading and all the stuff I've been doing up to that point, that all these experiences were helping me get to where I wanted to be, that these challenges that I was learning to overcome and experiencing were helping me learn and grow and evolve. So I started to practice gratitude towards those moments. It was hard in the beginning because I was still playing victim to a lot of things from my childhood and from my past. So before I could even get to the point of practicing gratitude for the new challenges and the new obstacles that were in front of me today, I really had to come to terms with those past experiences and practice gratitude. So I had to do a lot of work there, and that's where I started. I started practicing gratitude for those most challenging experiences from my past. And it was really hard because for a long time, those were my stories that I built in my head of why I was in the position or my life was the way it was. So what I had to do was to go back to those moments, say I was really grateful for them, but I needed to prove why I was grateful for them. And the only way I could do that was to fast forward and look at my life after those moments and see, oh my gosh, moments that came up 5, 10, 15 years later for me, I was like, oh my gosh, I was able to handle that experience or help that person or do something positive because of those challenges I faced early in my life. The only way that in that moment today I was able to do something and be a positive force for somebody else or shift my mindset in a moment was because I went through those difficult things. I found moments throughout my life later on that actually the only reason I was able to be who I was in those moments was because of my previous experiences. That took a lot of time. I would say a couple years to really unpack some of those things. But after that happened, I started to see the world around me change a little bit. I started to see difficult moments come up and actually start to seek them out because I knew where I was because of my other challenging experiences, that if I sought more of those experiences out, I would continue to grow and evolve and learn. And then that led me to the moment where now I can practice gratitude toward every challenging moment that happens in my life. Again, it's still not easy. I still have tendencies. They're not as often, but I have tendencies to go back to that victim and go back to why me and why is this happening. But for the majority of the things, I've trained my brain and shifted my brain to see difficult experiences as gifts, and practice a lot of gratitude towards them in reflection at night, as I said. So again, gratitude has played a huge important role. The great thing about gratitude and the science behind it is that when you're in a state of gratitude, you can't feel any other emotions. When you're in a state of gratitude, there is no stress, there is no anxiety, there is no fear, those more challenging emotions that come up. For us, gratitude is a beautiful place to be when you are stuck, because it allows you to see these moments that might be causing some of these emotions, these external things that might be causing some of these emotions, and flipping it around and say, I'm grateful for that, and then trying to find the learning in that. I think it's a huge gift. It's been something that's been very powerful for me in my journey of personal growth that I continue to use. And I would say that's where we got to start. I think you got to start, especially I know it's holiday season. We're all thinking about being grateful and all those things, reflecting on the year and all that. And I think it's a really powerful tool just to look at your year and just be grateful for it and try to find moments that might have been difficult and challenging, practice some gratitude, and then fast forward a little bit and go, where did that show up? Because of that difficult experience, I was better here. I was better for that person, better for that moment, better for that experience. So as I said, I want to see what was next and where I could evolve from there. And I think I heard this initial thinking on Dr. Andrew Huberman's podcast regarding this concept of savoring versus just being in gratitude and having to reflect or look forward. And it sparked my interest. I continue to try to be more present. Majority of us, I think the science behind it is about 80 to 85% of our day we're either in the past or in the future. I could probably say it's more than that, but that leaves us about 15% of our day we're actually in the present moment, where that's the most powerful moment we can be in. That means about 15% of our day we're actually in the present moment. And when I thought about that, I was like, damn, that's tough. That's really hard. Because most of us are living in a past that already existed and a future that doesn't exist yet. So how can I continue to move that percentage up and get closer to 50-50? That would be a win. If I could spend 50% of my day in the present moment, I think that would be a win. And so when I heard this idea of savoring, that's like, okay, that's something I could latch onto and grasp onto because it makes sense to me versus having to wait to be grateful for something or in the past or grateful for something that's going to happen in the future. How could I just be grateful all the time? And that to me was savoring. This experience I'm having with my child right now and through my senses Can I experience the moment as it is right now and enjoy that moment for what it is? That bite of food at a great restaurant, or that meal that we cooked, this meeting I'm in right now with people. I'm in this meeting being creative and collaborating and solving a tough problem. So that really sparked my interest in something I've been really trying to set intention with. I try to go into every situation and go, we're going to savor this moment. It's really hard. There's so many distractions out there, and I get distracted by them too, by email, by notifications, by my phone, by thinking about what's happening later, the future, by thinking what just happened, right? I can get caught in that loop of past and in the future. But I try to remind myself and trigger myself to go, let's savor this moment. Let's use our senses, practice mindfulness in the moment, which to me, I guess that would be my definition of savoring, which is gratitude in every moment, but gratitude in each moment by using our senses. What do I smell, taste, hear, feel, see? And if we look around, there's so much beauty around us. In every experience, there's beauty to find in it. It's just being present in that moment. So that's something I'm continuing to think about, continuing to work on, trying it out. It is very, very difficult, but it's been really helpful to capture these great moments that I'm having throughout my day and not having to wait till the end of the day to reflect and remember that, but trying to be in it in the moment and practicing some sense of savoring the moment. And then maybe I can practice gratitude for it later, but that's awesome, right? If I could just be in that moment and experience it for what it is through my senses, what a great place to be. And it can help me bring that percentage of being more present in the moment, which is what I'm looking for, continuing to be more present and more present and more present. So that's all I got today. I hope during this holiday season, if you're with family, if you're with friends, whatever you're doing, and even if you're not, try to savor every moment. It's really easy to have all this past baggage and all these things that come from the past and bring them into the present moment. But this is a new moment right now, right here. So what's great about it right now? What are you experiencing, and what can you be grateful for in this moment, and savor it to the best of your ability? So that's my challenge for you. Try to savor this moment, and this moment, and this moment, and this moment. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode and took something away. Please comment regarding your thoughts on this. This is something new I'm experimenting with. So please let me know what you think about gratitude versus savoring. How do you practice some things that you may do? And I hope you have a wonderful holiday season with family and friends. And we'll see you next week. Thanks for checking in.